Welcome back to the live 2-hour broadcast of Let's Get Local from the Dane Buy Local car show here at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. Sponsored by Fitchburg Family Pharmacy. We're in Fitchburg. There's a lot of Fitchburg in there, but we're happy to be here for this wonderful event sponsored by so many different organizations and featuring a bunch of different organizations like the Ben Jackson Foundation. You just heard about them. You heard from Larry at the Ben Jackson Foundation. Amazing story there. Ketchum's Got Your Six. We'll hear from them later on. And then also Objective, Veteran Smile, all beneficiaries at the event today. Dane Buy Local, incorporating those local organizations. One other big piece to Dane Buy Local we talk about all the time on the show is so many different businesses that are members and that are active in our community. They all of these business owners, as I talk to them, they all have a story to tell. They all have a reason they started doing business. Why did they take on take on all the work of becoming a small business owner? Why did they do it? And so we like to learn that about them. It's so inspirational to me, and I look up to so many of them because they took that step, and they're adding value to our community. So we're joined now by Eric Hudson, who is a small business owner, has a couple of businesses that he has been running, and is a person in our community that's quietly getting involved a lot in Dane Buy Local and trying to be present, do a lot of good things. So Eric, thanks for being on the show today and being at the Dane Buy Local car show. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. I'm going to ask you to move the microphone just a little bit closer to you there.
There we go.
Perfect. So, Eric, one thing I wanted to ask you about, first off, is tell people about your businesses so we know kind of how you're interacting in the community and ways people can do business with you.
Okay. Well, I own two companies. One is Hudson Agency Associates, which is a insurance and financial services company. And then I also own EH Powers Management Services, which is an accounting firm.
And Eric, what was the reason for you to? Because there's a lot of different businesses out there, big national corporations that offer similar services. Why did you want to do this on your own? What was the backstory then, reasoning for that?
I'll try not to go too far, too deep. When it comes to the insurance, I was prior military. And when I got out of the military, my wife and I were trying to make a transition from military life to civilian life. And during that time, we were having financial troubles just making that happen. But then I guess what came on top of that was that she became ill. And when she became ill, she ended up at a young age passing away from a disease. And I was once invested in financial services. I had an insurance policy, life insurance policy that I was investing in. So when we were having the problems, I went ahead and canceled the life because it was, we were paying big money to try to invest. But that was one of the worst mistakes I could have made. And my advisor at that time did not suggest what he should have suggested was just not cancel, but maybe try a different product that would have served the same purpose, but not leave you so vulnerable to things happening like that. And then once she did pass away, then it basically, I ended up being broke. And that kind of gave me the idea that I would never allow somebody to go through that kind of pain anymore without me at least advising them in the best way that I know how from my personal experience.
Another incredible origin story and passion behind it. Like, why do people do some of the things they do? I think that's one of the most best things we can do on Let's Get Local is tell you, the listeners, about some of these organizations and businesses, what they offer and why they're doing it, and how it means so much to them. I think that's a big key. It means so much to them, and that's why they want to succeed, but they want to give you the best service that they possibly can. We're talking with Eric Hudson here, a Dane Buy Local member, also new to the board. Eric, welcome to the board. How are you? Hey, love it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice to have different people, new people on the board, fresh ideas. That's all fun, part of Dane Buy Local. Eric, why Dane Buy Local? Why did you connect with the group? What made you reach out?
I felt the need to start getting more involved with the community. Just through my readings and things that I do on a daily basis for myself, I started learning more about how to try to help people through your actions and not just through your words. And so I just committed myself. I was going to do it last year or during the COVID time period, but then COVID hit, and I just didn't feel connected at that time to do it. So once everything started opening back up again and people started getting together, I said, this is the year that's going to happen.
And I've been seeing you at meetings, you've been helping out, you've been volunteering, now you're joining the board. I hope that there is a lot of value that you're seeing from the organization. We talk about those things. What can you tell other members out there or other small businesses about Dane Buy Local that you've experienced that you enjoy?
Well, just it seems to be more of a camaraderie, just people coming together for the same purpose, which is to assist each other with the businesses that they have and just create better connections, better networking, better connections, and getting more involved with people and helping them succeed in their own business. That was one of the reasons I started the accounting firm. I used to work for a small business consulting firm. And that was one thing that I saw that many small businesses were making mistakes, was that they weren't getting out into the public. They weren't seeing other people, and then other people in reverse weren't seeing them. So then once you get out more, you're able to start getting your products seen, start being able to be more involved with people, and you learn so much from other people's successes and also their failures.
And the other nice thing about the membership, too, is everyone's so involved in terms of wanting to do business with other members and other local businesses. It's important to them. It's a priority, and so it's a good way to connect your business, too, and find more business for yourself. Now, Eric, thanks for all the plugs for Dane Buy Local. I kind of set you up for those.
That's all right.
Let's talk about your business a little bit more and some of the things in the insurance industry right now. Like, what are some things that people really are needing help with, and how can you help?
I would say experience. There's a lot of people who come into the industry with very little experience, and then therefore they don't have the knowledge to properly guide you on what you should have. So that would be one of the biggest things that I've seen, is that you need experienced agents who will stand by you. And that was one of the reasons I really enjoyed Rural Mutual, is because of the fact that they are a Wisconsin-only company. So the dollars that are paid here stay here in Wisconsin, and the rates stay extremely steady, because we don't have to pay for the things that happen on the East Coast or West Coast, whether it be hurricanes out on the East Coast or fires on the West Coast. Some of the other companies who are spread out on those areas, they have to make adjustments so that they once again get their bottom line.
Great point.
But Rural Mutual does not have to do that, and that's one of the reasons I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then insurance is such a, like you experienced firsthand, it's something that a lot of people take for granted, and then until they need it,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
so how do you work with people on that, on making sure that they're fully covered for those situations?
Well, what I try to do personally is I give them all the options, and I explain to them why they need that coverage, though what might happen if. And then, I try to leave it up to people to make their own mind up. And, I actually have them sign saying, no, I don't want that coverage. But I don't like them to have to do that. I try to give them the full package so that they are completely protected from the dog bite or to the person who might pass away, and then they're properly covered on the financial side as well.
From what I know of you, though, too, that seems like that would be your approach. You're going to make all the best recommendations without pressuring people, and then ultimately trying to guide them to the right decision. But the decision is ultimately theirs.
That's the way it is. That's the name of the game.
We're talking with Eric Hudson, Rural Mutual Insurance. You can find him out. Eric, where can people find out more about you online, and then also social media? What kind of, you got a TikTok page too, or what's going on? Okay.
No. It's insurewithhudson.com. And they can find me online there. And I serve both Rural Mutual and Farm Bureau Financial Services. So we're a full service agency, so there's not a product or service that we cannot provide when it comes to the insurance.
Fantastic. Eric Hudson, new Dane Buy Local member, our new Dane Buy Local board member, Dane Buy Local member here, and a great insurance agent and someone that wants to help you out. So check him out, Rural Mutual Insurance. Check out Eric Hudson online, the Hudson Agency. Yep. Eric, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you.
We are at the Dane Buy Local Car Show, everybody. You should come on down. Still lots of car show left. 2 hours left of this show. 1 hour left of our show. Let's Get Local, sponsored by Easy Office Products. We'll be back for hour 2 in a few minutes. Come on back.